Hi guys, and welcome to Brave Dog Training Online. Is your dog a little fearful, shy, or even a lot? Today I want to give you my tips for getting confidence a little bit higher or a lot higher for your dog. I'm Anita, I'm a professional dog trainer. I show you how to build a trusting relationship with your dog to overcome fear and reactivity and have fun together again. And if you haven't already, don't forget to like and subscribe and tell me in the comments if you have a fearful dog and what you have tried until now. And now, have fun. Alright, so fear is something that can take a long time and it can have a lot of setbacks in between. So don't worry if you have experienced setbacks before, it's not unusual. But with these 5 tips, setbacks should not be as severe because it is a very sustainable thing to do. All right? So let's dive into that. Number 1, I like to do with every fearful dog that comes my way is get him medically checked. And that sometimes isn't easy because we don't know what we have to check in the beginning, and that's why I love working with vet behaviorists, because vet behaviorists can ask questions and then get a feeling about what the direction should be, what should get checked out. And so this is something that saves a lot of money and a lot of time, because if there are underlying issues, medical issues, training also works, and we can train while we deal with the medical stuff, but it's not as successful as if the medical things are really taken care of. And I speak from experience because my dog is fearful and he's not a healthy dog at all. So every time I see the fear coming back, there is a medical issue. It is always that. And that's because when the dog isn't feeling well in his body, of course he's more cautious, he's more alert, and the fear responses are quicker and more intense. All right? And that's why we see them more easily. And I know that my dog is not a good example because he really is not healthy. And with a healthy dog, this would work a lot faster and the setbacks wouldn't be as intense as for him. But he taught me to really look close, right? And that's why I do that with my clients as well. So if I have a client with a fearful dog, I always recommend also getting him checked by a vet behaviorist, or if there is anything already going on like diarrhea or allergies, stuff like that, then we have a direction and we can go to a specialist early on, right? So that this gets taken care of. And if that's done, we can do stuff to relax the body, because fear makes tense. Tension makes uncomfortable, and being uncomfortable makes more fearful, right? So this is a circle we don't want. That's why we can try to relax the dog physically, and only in a matter where the dog likes to be relaxed physically. So I'm not gonna take the dog, hold him, and then start massaging him just because I want to, because that's not possible. You cannot relax when there is tension. And if the dog just wants to get away from me, he will be tense. And that's why I should not try to massage him or pet him or try any physical relaxation with my hands on. That's not gonna work in any way. The dog has to do that voluntarily. Easy. And we don't have to touch the dog for that. We can use some movements and some exercises like a play bow. We can teach the dog to do a play bow on cue, and the play bow really stretches the dog and really relaxes the muscles. You can see that when the dog is tense, they do those stretching exercises by themselves as well. And we can plant an idea for them to do them also when they are a little bit fearful. So this is something that's very easy. You don't have to touch a dog for that. And if you can touch the dog because the dog likes it, then you can work in a lot of different things. You can do massages, petting massages. That would be a very light form of massage. Telling them work is amazing. But you could also do some movement exercises to strengthen the dog's feeling of his own body. That also makes more confident, right? So this is actually tip number 3. Getting the dog to move and to try things by himself. There are a lot of things out there you can try. It's sniffing work, it's body work in the sense of moving over stuff or moving with obstacles. Only as much as the dog can do. If the dog is too scared to step on something, all right, that's fine. He doesn't have to do it. There is no pressure, there is no punishment, there is no force in that. It's voluntary. And that's where the dog really experiences accomplishments and success, because he can do it on his own. He can try out stuff and positive things happen. This is where confidence really grows, right? And if we are working with little tricks, for example, because tricks also boost the confidence if the dog participates voluntarily and has fun with it. I always choose stuff that the dog likes, and also I like and my clients like, because it's never sustainable if we just have to pressure ourselves into doing it. It doesn't work. So I do stuff that both ends of the leash like, right? And with tricks, it can be anything the dog can do that is physically okay. So it depends on the physical health of the dog and also how much he trusts the owner, because some things are really in need of trust. A dog will not lie down if he's worried that a predator will come and eat him, right? That's why we have to work with what we get. And if we see that the dog cannot participate because there is something bothering him, then we do something else. Those tricks are very different from the ones I really want to function in every situation, every time, everywhere, really reliable, like an attention signal, a recall, and whatever it is for the dog and the owner they need outside. With tricks, I don't really care if they only work inside. So I don't have to finish training them, right? I can just have fun with it. Doesn't mean that finishing training is no fun, but it's different because the only goal is to have fun. And yes, if the dog really likes doing tricks and it helps him get out of a fear response, then we can use it outside and we can train it for outside to help him just get over a stretch of the path he is afraid of. If the rest of the walk is fine for him and there's just this little stretch of the way that is scary for him, then we can do a little tricks and help him get over that with it, because we are pairing the situation with positive emotions, right? And the last thing is the most important one. So if you stuck with me until now, amazing, you now get the superpower. It really is a superpower. And that's a marker signal. It's so simple, I know it sounds ridiculous, but it is the most powerful thing we have. The marker signal only tells the dog, this was right, you will get a reward. And then a reward comes to the dog. It doesn't have to be food, but very often it is food because it's just the easiest to use. And what that does is, whenever the dog hears the marker signal, he has an automatic positive response internally. So he gets a positive feeling whenever he hears the marker signal, because history has taught him that this sound means a reward is coming, and it's only a reward if it's paired with positive emotions. So that's why the sound will always remind the dog of a positive emotion. And that's why we can use it when the dog is fearful. And we cannot worsen the fear response, we cannot worsen the fear with the marker signal or with a reward. It's not possible, because the fear response and fear as an emotion comes as a reflex like thing, right? And the dog would never choose to feel fearful voluntarily. It's uncomfortable. But what we can do is, in a situation where the dog is really uncomfortable, we can use our marker signal and remind the dog of positive things, and that will lessen the fear response over time. Doesn't mean that it will lessen it in that moment when we first use it. And also, yes, a marker signal has to be paired with a reward, and most dogs will not eat when they are really fearful and they have a fear response, but we can use a verbal reward. We can just tell the dog, you're a good dog, amazing, you're doing so great, what a good dog. And really bring our positive emotions in that situations as well. And that's where the situations get less and less scary. All right? It takes a little practice, to use the marker signal in those situations because we have our own emotional responses, but it's really worth it. And if you're not sure if that's something for your dog and you're not sure how to implement a marker signal, go to the description and click the link to a free guide. You can just download it and introduce the marker signal to your dog right now. It's really fast, it's really easy, and it is an absolute superpower. And all of these things combined, you can do that all at once. It doesn't have to be one after another. It can be all at once and all at a time you just feel like it. Like, I sometimes feel like I want to do trick training. I'm not a specialist for trick training, but sometimes I really enjoy doing that with my dog more than anything else. Sometimes I'd like to just watch him do something on his own and have his own little successes. So I pick and choose what I feel like or what he feels like. And it has to be fun for both of us, right? And if you're not sure how this can look like for your dog, go to the description, book a free call, and we'll see how I can help you with it. I would love to chat about your dog and see what we can do together. And if you haven't already, don't forget to like and subscribe, and tell me in the comments if this was something new to you or if you have done that already. That said, have a lot of fun with your dog and give fear no chance. Until next time.